Welcome back to the situation. Today we're talking about my predictions of 2026 and beyond. So, I saw this post earlier. It was me and the bros scavenging for clean water in 2036, right? And it was a scene of people getting shot. They're ducking down through the slums. It seems like they're being attacked, and it's a couple of people just pretty much sneaking around, right? And it made me think a lot. It made me think a huge amount about, damn, what is going to be the future for children? For the children that have spawned in the last 5 to 6 years, what is their life going to be like? Because life is already pretty poopy as a 25-year-old. I'm just saying. It's getting pretty cray-way. Because, look, this is besides gas going up. This is besides electricity going up. This is besides all of the things that modern America is dealing with right now, this second. This is besides all of those things, right? The underlying truth to all of the events and all that we're going through right now, this timeline is controlled by pedophiles and rapists. So if we do not take control of this timeline by really affecting their money, affecting their biggity bag, if we don't actually do that, get together as a community and make a plan and actually sit down and say, you know what, let's get this center, that center, and this center so we can make a message. So we can actually, exercise our right as Americans. It's a constitutional right to overthrow a tyrannical government. It is a right. And we're at that point, guys. But my prediction, I'd say in the next 6 months, gas prices are going to actually double. Gas prices used to be around $2.50, maybe I'd say $2.75 on a bad day. It used to be $2.75, $2.50, right? Right now in my city, it's $4.50, and I'm sure it's pretty bad around everywhere else. So it's already almost doubled in about 2 months. So if something doesn't happen with the Strait of Hormuz, and we actually, I know there's not going to be peace talks. There's no freaking, oh, now that I've killed all of your people, can we negotiate? No, that's not happening. So it's either we pull out and force Trump to stop supporting Israel in this genocide, or they kill everybody in Iran and build on top of it. So that's the next, I'd say, year and a half. They're going to continue this war back and forth. There's no, it doesn't seem like it's really slowing down. It doesn't seem like we're getting to a conclusion. This war is just going to continue. It's not sacrificed enough bodies yet. It has to sacrifice probably around 5 million bodies so they can move on. Because that's every war. A war is a sacrifice for these horrible satanic weirdos. But I digress. So next year and a half, if we don't stop the war with them, then things will get really out of hand. Next 6 months of Americans' life is going to be harsher than we've seen in years, almost as if we're in the Great Depression again. Because right now, when it comes to money and the convergence, our inflation has caused us to be more in a depression than the Great Depression. The only thing that is changed is that we have this false sense of, comfortability. Oh, I can just go to work, come back home. I have a comfortable place to live. I can semi-afford groceries. I can semi-afford gas. Now it's a little harder to do any type of trip, but I'll be able to scrounge up money so I can take my little 2 weeks off a year. That's what people are really still in the loop of. When you really need to think about, doesn't 50 years of your life working and then going to a retirement home with all these old people and living out the rest of your days, your last 15 years, you don't really get to do anything because retirement is not that much money. Your 401k is not that much money. So, that sounds like a trap to me. That does not sound like freedom or life to me. So I hope y'all wake up. But next 6 months, hardest it's ever been in American history for anybody other than like the 2%, because they're not going to get affected by this. Our food's going to be poisoned to the tea. Our water's going to be poisoned. The food is not even going to be natural anymore. Bill Gates is going to be selling a manufactured meat. And we won't be able to tell or differentiate this meat because all the restaurants will use it. And it's not like they're going to say on their menu, oh, we use lab grown meat, because it's going to be a delicacy to have actual cow here soon. Now, let me tell you why that's going to be a thing. Because climate change is coming. And it's sad to say, but a lot of the East Coast is going to disappear. A lot of the West Coast is going to disappear in the next 15 years. These are my predictions. You can always come back to these videos later in the future, so you know that I was right in the past. Next 15 years, East Coast is going to be engulfed by water. At the rate that these data centers are being made. And a lot of people, another thing that no one thinks about, no one actually takes into account, is that these data centers make a lot of heat, regardless if they're running water through it and poisoning our lake water, because flip us, but they're causing more heat in the world. And there's already 600 in Virginia. I'm sure there's going to be another 500 here soon in other states, because they're unrelenting. They continue to push this and not listen to any town hall meeting and any people that come and attend that town hall meeting. The people that will literally argue until 2 a.m. about a data center not being approved in their area. And they will still, our representatives still will move on with working with these data centers. Let that sink in. I hope everybody actually takes a second, put that through your nogwog and say, oh, but this is a democracy. Oh, but we have voting rights. We have power. We only have power in numbers. It's no power in actual votes, because our votes do not matter. Our votes don't really, they don't guarantee anything. We can vote for somebody all we want to, but as soon as that person gets in power, that person gets into the situation that they have wanted to be in, they can just right out lie. They can just straight up be like, oh yeah, I'm against Israel. And then as soon as they get into office, Israel, I love AIPAC money. But, so that's another prediction, right? All right. Another prediction. We are going to have a massive decline in birth rates, even more than already in the coming, it wouldn't even be 4 years. I'll say by next year, we will have doubled the amount of non-babies we're having, okay? And then on top of everything, a lot of the kids that are being born, like the actual spectrum rate of these kids are out the wazoo. It used to be, oh, there's about 15 in the school period, that's all. That's all. It's just a couple little Timmys and slow Jessicas. There's just only a couple, right? Now they're everywhere. Not that this is an issue. No. It is an issue, but it's not to their fault or the parents' fault. It's really the food that we are intaking. We have so many microplastics in our body that it's literally in 100%. Take it, guys. Take it in. 100% of all of the males in the U.S.'s semen. There's microplastics in my nut, bro. In my nut, bro. How that makes sense? Yo, I'm so mad because I did not give consent to this. I did not say, yeah, put it in there. I did not say that, bro. So, all of these men are victimized at this point because now we're fucked. We can't come out of this situation with, a crazy civilization that actually makes sense, and people are living off the land, and people are taking the time to, grow crops again and be community oriented. We can't do that without people being on the same page. And it's hard to get somebody that has a heavy diagnosis to get on the same page. I can't tell, Jonathan, hey, I need you to build this house with me. And it'd be the same pace as, somebody that isn't on the spectrum. Which, again, it's not their fault. It's not their parents' fault. It's just the reality of today. And there's maybe times 4 the amount of them in the world. That's what it's seeming like. But next point, right? Next prediction, right? So we already covered what life is going to be like for the American people. We already have covered that East Coast and West Coast will be no coast anymore, for real. And we have talked about microplastics and nut. So, the next prediction. Da, da, da. Trump will not be impeached. Now, this is a tough swallow pill. This is one of them horse pills that you need to get some ice cold water with. Okay, get some aloe vera with. Because there's so many people that are still diverse. There's so many people that are pro-Trump. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like some hypocrite. I was on his team at one point. Do not get me wrong. I was with Mans on certain aspects. Back in 2016, I was like, hey, hopefully a businessman as a president could work out. Let's see what happens. I used to be a Trumpy. And as the years gone on, I've been proven that it is the dumbest, it is the most time-consuming, it is the most backwards thing to support him, because he does not care about you. He only cares about his constituents. He only cares about his buddies that got him somewhere or gave him millions. That's the only people he cares about. Oh, and maybe his family, I guess, because he keeps on giving money for their companies and gives them bills with the Pentagon and things of that nature. But he will win in the midterms. As much as people are disagreeing, as much as people are saying no to Trump, there will be this huge red wave of people that still blindly trust this man. The people that still think that Israel is the chosen place, the chosen people. Those people are highly ignorant, and they're not going to be here very long, because a lot of them are elderly. And it actually is annoying that elderly end up making the decisions in this company. All right, not cool. I mean, it is a company. The United States is a company. It's flat out a thing. But in this country, people that have lived through segregation, that have lived through white-only bathrooms, are in office right now. And they are on the wrong side of that revolution. Just saying. Just saying. And it's crazy that, certain bills that people have fought for, people have marched for, people have died for, people have gotten hosed down for, have been snipped out of the Constitution. And, well, I don't think it was a Constitution, but it was an act. The Voters' Rights Act. That has been taken away. That has been swinked. Get that out of here. That's what it's been. That's what happened. And nobody's freaking out like they should be. Everybody's just trying to keep on making a bag, keep on going on, keep on, I got to get this money so I can get rich, so I can leave America. That's what people are on. They're not even looking at what's going on anymore. They're not even seeing what the pedophiles are doing anymore, because they're trying to lock in and get the heckums out. And I'm trying to be like that. I'm trying to just, head down, grind time. But every time I look up, hey, let's tell you how hard it's going to be in the next 2 months of your life, buddy. I keep on getting reminded that shit is fucked every time I look up. So, yeah. Those are all my predictions for real at the moment. But I hope you guys have a good day. I hope everybody goes and gets something to eat, gets to lay down, and gets to relax, because our days are numbered with relaxation. Our days are numbered with comfortability. If things really get out of hand, like I think they will, in the next, I say, if Trump doesn't get impeached at the midterms, there will be revolution, because the effects of oil being so expensive will really start to agitate the bottom class. All the people that are, really trying to make every end meet, the people that are struggling, the people that are scrounging up change to put enough in their gas tank to go to work. Those people will get to a breaking point, and those people will revolt. If I could bet on it on Kalshi, I would. But I hope y'all have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. It's another episode, Downey. All right.